All right, guys, we are going to spend this video covering chapter 16, which talks about animal characteristics in general, and more specifically, we're going to be starting invertebrates. Okay, so after you're done with this video, and after you're done reviewing your notes, go ahead and answer the questions that will be posted online in Classroom, and please make sure that those questions are answered and submitted to the folder that I set up for it. By the end of the day, get it turned in. All right, so let's get going. All right, there are a lot of terms in this particular chapter, but I think you guys can handle them. So shouldn't be an issue. Just again, please make sure you study your terms because a lot of your test questions are going to come off of these. All right, so what makes an animal an animal? Well, first of all, they're in the kingdom Animalia, but what characteristics do they have? Well, they're all eukaryotic, which means they have nuclei inside their cells, and they have membranes around their organelles, okay? They're also heterotrophic, which means that they have to get their nutrition from an outside source, okay? They cannot manufacture it internally the way plants do, okay? They have a means of support, a support system, and there are three versions of this. There is an endoskeleton, which is made up of bones on the inside of the body. If they do not have that, they have an exoskeleton, which is a hard outer covering, similar to a suit of armor for a knight, okay? And then also a hydroskeleton or hydrostatic skeleton, which is kind of like a water-filled cavity, central cavity in the bodies of some animals that's used to build up pressure and help them move. These are usually for marine animals, okay, such as jellyfish and starfish, okay? They have collagen, which is a protein that's essential to building skin, muscles, and bones, and it's also used for connective tissue, okay? They also have a body plan, okay? And a body plan is the arrangement of their physical features and stuff, okay? There are 3 different types of symmetry that animals have. They will only have one. If they have bilateral symmetry, they can only be divided along a plane through the center part, lengthwise through the body. So that would be like going this way all the way down, and you would get 2 mirror halves that way. Radial symmetry is a form of animal, or for an animal that has, it's circular in shape. Excuse me, similar to this. It's going to be a round animal. And you cut through the plane at the center. No matter which way you do it, you will get equal halves, okay? And if they have no symmetry, then they are asymmetrical, okay? So bilateral symmetry would be most animals that you've encountered: fish, mammals, birds, reptiles, insects, and stuff like that. Radial symmetry would be for animals such as cnidarians, okay, like your stinging animals, and your echinoderms, okay? And asymmetrical animals would be your sponges, okay? Segmented worms, mollusks, arthropods, and chordates, which are your animals with backbones, those would all have bilateral symmetry. Here are some examples of different animals that we will be discussing over the next few weeks. We have a butterfly, we have a koala, and we have a black mamba snake, and all 3 of these exhibit bilateral symmetry. And I am going to also give you an example of an animal and use him as kind of a guide for some of the examples that I'm going to be talking about. Okay, nutrition. Okay, animals have to obtain their food from an outside source. They usually eat through a process called ingestion. They take the food in, it gets broken down through digestion inside their bodies, and their bodies use it for energy and building more cell parts and tissues. Anything that is not used as a waste product that gets expelled from the body through a process called egestion. Okay? They respire, which means they require oxygen, and they take in oxygen and they release carbon dioxide. Okay? They have movement. Okay? They will have some form of locomotion, okay, which is essentially moving through the environment. It can be running, walking, climbing, slithering, and animals do this through appendages. But not all animals are mobile, okay? Some animals, like sponges, are sessile, which means they do not move, they are stationary, okay? They have circulation internally, which means that they have blood or a similar fluid that moves through their bodies carrying nutrients and stuff like that. They have a support system made up of structures to support their weight. Larger animals generally need more support than smaller ones. Okay? Blue whales, good example of internal support system. A blue whale can grow to be 200 tons because they can be supported by the water. Okay? Most animals don't get to be that big because they don't live in that environment. Okay? They also reproduce after their own kind. Okay? Most animals reproduce sexually, which means that there's a male and a female. Asexual reproduction can happen occasionally. We'll talk more about that with some examples later on. Some can do both. It just depends on the animal you're talking about. Okay? And I'm going to go get our animal example in right now. All right, guys, so I'm going to bring you, or here is our animal example for general characteristics. This is Gizmo, okay? You can see him. I don't know if you guys can see him very well, so hold on. Let me see if I can bring him up here. All right, there we go. There. Okay, so this is Gizmo, and this is normal for him, so don't worry too much. He's not being manhandled. He actually is very relaxed right now. Okay, and the extra hand you're seeing is my husband. He's helping me right now. Okay, so if you could see Gizmo, okay, and so, okay, nope. Okay, hold on a second, please. Okay, so Gizmo's being just a little camera shy right now, but that's okay. All right, so as you guys can see, he does have an organization here. He has a body plan. Okay, this is a cat, obviously. He is a mammal, and we'll discuss more about mammals later on. But as you can see, he has a lot of movement. He's being a little fidgety right now. But he does take in his nutrition from an outside source. We do feed him a few times a day, but occasionally he'll also get treats. And he likes his treats, so I'll give him two because he's being a trooper right now. And he breathes. He takes in oxygen. He has circulation going on, an internal circulation system. He has a good support system that is designed for his type of behavior and stuff. He is a hunter by nature, and cats have to have certain structures and sensory organs that help them aid in that. Cats do reproduce. They create more cats. Okay, nothing else. Cats cannot create dogs or reptiles or anything else like that. So